Whether it's shorts on YouTube, shorts on any other video site, Instagram Reels, or TikToks, we know now unequivocally that it is literally cooking our brains. We know that various studies have come out to prove that it is absolutely destroying the human attention span. And now the science behind it is actually pretty shocking. I have a couple articles to share with you. Like, look, I do shorts. I think I watch shorts, but I also don't watch like hundreds of them. And when I catch myself doom scrolling, I try to stop. The future of the internet is a slop-filled infinite scroll. How do we reclaim our attention? I've got two articles that go into this deadly slop, and there's some new studies out on it. As an elder millennial, I've tried to avoid TikTok because of its documented brain rot potential. And despite the fact that it means missing out on an endless supply of fun, strangely specific memes, but somehow little short form vertical videos keep finding their way to me. Now, if you look at this, I'm a neuroscientist. Here's the surprising truth about TikTok brain rot. They did a study. They scanned the brains of more than 100 undergrad students and had them complete a questionnaire about their habits of watching short online videos. The survey included statements like, my life would feel empty without short videos. Not being able to watch short videos would be as painful as losing a friend, with participants indicating how much they agreed. Intriguingly, researchers found that those who felt the most attached to short-form videos also had noticeable differences in their brain structures. These participants had more gray matter in their orbital frontal cortex, a region near the front of the brain involved in decision-making and emotional regulation. Similarly, they had more gray matter in their cerebellum, a small cauliflower-shaped structure at the back of their brain that plays a role in movement and emotions. The team concluded that this is bad news for lovers of TikTok, as having an oversized OFC would be a sign of what they described as heightened sensitivity to the rewards and stimuli associated with short-form content. They speculated that watching too many TikTok videos might have actually led to neural bloating. Similarly, they suggested a beefed up cerebellum might help the brain process short-form video content more efficiently, possibly a result of frequent binge watching. This could create a reinforcing cycle where watching more videos strengthens these brain's pathways, making a habit even more ingrained. But that's not all. The team also performed a second brain scan, tracking a participant's brain activity while they rested with their eyes closed. This one's crazy. They found greater synchronization of activity within multiple areas of the brain. This included the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, a region involved in self-control, a posterior cingulate cortex, an area involved in thinking about yourself, and the thalamus, a kind of relay station for the brain signals, and the cerebellum. The researchers suggested these functional brain differences could reflect a range of problems from among the more addicted participants, including issues include trouble disengaging from videos and a tendency for excessive social comparison while watching them. They also asked the participants to compete in a questionnaire about disproportional envy, a factor measured by how much they agreed with statements such as, I strive to reach other people's superior achievements. Interestingly, the science found that many of the links between video addiction and brain differences were also tied to high levels of envy. Obviously not a good trait. This suggests that feeling envious might make someone more likely to watch short videos, and over time, this habit could lead to potential harmful changes in the brain matter. If you're an avid customer of fun online videos, or maybe a concerned parent, the idea of watching habits could be reshaping brain structure is understandably alarming. I mean, yeah, I'd say so. Whether it's on Instagram, Netflix, Pinterest, swipeable smartphone-shaped phones have taken over the internet. They're also showing up in places you wouldn't expect, like Spotify, LinkedIn, and even the New York Times. And whether you enjoy these bite-sized bits of content or not, the situation is about to get much weirder. The dark future of vertical video. In the near future, the internet may not only be wall-to-wall little videos. Those little videos may also be filled with slop, in terms for AI-generated garbage content that perhaps is little more insidious of robbing us of our attention. Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy? You know, when he's watching that show, there's also like a ring of 100 ads all around it. That's kind of what the future looks like. Last week, Google started rolling out its VO3 AI-powered video generational model, which can create 8-second clips complete with realistic soundtracks based on text prompts. After creating a dozen videos of her own, including some for kids, Allison Johnson at The Verge called this tool a slop monger's dream. That's more than a little creepy way, more sophisticated than she'd imagined. String together a few of these clips, you'll piece together a short form content perfect for TikTok or any of its antecedents that took mere minutes to create. YouTube announced last month that the tool would be built right into its own TikTok clone, YouTube Shorts, and that these videos are already taking over short form video platforms. Some of them are racist. Okay, who cares about that? AI slop may soon dominate the ads you're served on these platforms too. These ads, while currently laughable, will get much better. According to Mark Zuckerberg, who says Meta will completely automate the creation of ads and make it possible for ads to exist in infinite versions and evolve based on when and where the person sees them. And as algorithmic feeds short-form videos spread to more places online, it will be increasingly hard to get around them. I mean, it is almost impossible to opt out of this. It is almost impossible to opt out of this. Here you have deadly slop, artificial intelligence on the battlefield. This article was written yesterday. In recent months, critics have taken issues with the internet. More specifically, they've taken issues with the ish that's filled up the internet. Jaya Tolentino's feeds are flooded with fake stories about real things and real stories about fake things. The New York Times, Michelle Goldberg, meanwhile likens her Instagram to a bottomless well of mushy, purposeless, disassociated slop. Op-eds with titles like, "May AI slop be killing the internet after all," have graced the opinion pages of Bloomberg, The Guardian, and the Financial Times. I'm sympathetic to the complaint. I'm a millennial with a phone addiction. Tasks I used to find mind-numbing, which, like watching 3 episodes of Sex and the City in a row without getting up to check my phone, now feel exalted. When I check my phone, I encounter reels of kids in Gaza pulling from rubble and other kind of stuff like that. Many video essays. I mean, sure. Nowhere has this confluence of lethality and saturation but more evidence than, the short form videos you see coming out of Gaza, all this kind of stuff. I mean, this is actually wild. The short form nature of these videos, rapid context switching, and result in digital overload have multiple negative effects. Listen to this. A 2023 study from researchers in Germany found that TikTok use impairs our perspective memory, which is what allows you to hold more than one thought in your head while you're distracted. The subjects of the study were given a task, then interrupted and allowed to scroll Twitter, YouTube, and thumb through TikTok, or do nothing. The people who chose TikTok were 40% more likely to forget what they were doing in the first place. Researchers studying this phenomenon argue that this amounts to a dark pattern, a design that manipulates you to make certain choices. You've encountered dark patterns on websites that trick you into signing up for a newsletter or an ad that you can't click out of. Torrents of short-form videos, like you see on TikTok, are especially pernicious because the feeds are designed to keep you fully engaged and foraging for good content. They keep us in an endless loop. It would be comforting for me to report that you can easily avoid getting stuck in these loops. It's actually getting harder. You can avoid TikTok, but you might love Netflix, which is rolling out its own TikTok-like video feed on its mobile app. I use Spotify daily, sometimes a letter, sometimes against my better judgment, but the discovery feature keeps pushing me to watch these little video clips rather than simply listen to music. On LinkedIn Video tab, it's a TikTok clone. Work influencer recently warned me against peanut buttering every channel instead of going deep on a few channels. I spent at least 47 seconds trying to figure out even what that meant. I mean, this is truly the information war. You know, there is literally no avoiding this AI slop. And the sad part is when we're talking about it's actually having effects on your brain. We've talked about before on this channel multiple times, you know, hey, let's do, you know, we talked about how TikTok was putting, woke propaganda on the homepage in America and engineering videos on the homepage in China. This was real. This was very real. Go look at the homepage in TikTok in China versus the US. It's all trans individuals talking about their tuck routines in America and just math videos in China. When you combine that with the actual changing of your brain that we now know scientifically happens from short form content, it's something that everybody needs to be aware of and really strongly consider limiting their time with short form content. I hope you were informed by this. I hope you'll spread it around, and we'll talk to you again real soon.